15 beautiful varieties of lilac. This cultivar of the common lilac, sometimes sold by its translated name, Souvenir of Louis Spaeth, is a beautiful shrub with purple-red flowers that appear in May. It tends to grow smaller than the native S. vulgaris species, which can soar to 16 feet. Sensation is another popular cultivar of the common lilac. The bicolor flowers of this variety live up to the name, providing gardeners with a stop and stare and smell 15-foot specimen for the back of the spring border. If your shrub produces any branches with non-variegated flowers, prune those out so the plant doesn't revert to a solid purple bush. Korean lilac is not known to exist in the wild. It was discovered in a Peking garden in 1909. Unlike common lilac, Syringa vulgaris, which can be a chore to keep pruned, the species form of Korean lilac is a smallish shrub that grows no more than 8 feet tall. Miss Kim is a cultivar of the S. pubescens species of lilac, a species sometimes known as Manchurian lilac. The icy lavender flower panicles of Miss Kim will announce that spring has arrived every May. The cold and heat tolerance of this variety has given it a wide following from Minnesota to Georgia. These are shorter plants than most lilacs, making them a good choice for foundation plantings. Little leaf lilacs belong to another subspecies of the S. pubescens species that includes Miss Kim. Little leaf lilacs are shorter, wider shrubs than the common lilac, and the Superba cultivar is even broader, growing to 14 feet wide while remaining only about 7 feet tall. Superba has a number of additional advantages, including more petite leaves, lush, rosy pink flowers, a small rebloom in summer and fall, and better resistance to powdery mildew. This is the rare lilac that offers full season appeal. The cheerful bubblegum pink blooms of Syringa, Bailbelle, give gardeners with smaller landscapes an opportunity to experience the fragrance of a late blooming lilac, as the plants won't exceed 6 feet in height with a nicely compact shape. The slow-growing, compact plants require very little maintenance and resist mildew as well. It is often sold by a registered trademark name, Tinkerbelle. While many varieties of common lilac are rather large shrubs, Wedgwood blue is a much smaller variety that makes it a good choice for smaller landscapes. Unusual pink buds give way to pale lavender flowers in April and May. The ethereal blooms of Wedgwood blue manage to be energizing and soothing at the same time. Repeat the wonderful lavender blue tones in your landscape with companion plantings of wisteria, forget-me-nots, Dutch iris, and grape hyacinth to capitalize on the tranquility of this hue. A Charles Joly lilac is a strong tonic against the dreary rainy days of spring, especially when planted beside a stand of cheerful yellow daffodils. Charles Joly is one of the larger common lilac cultivars at 15 feet, which is great for gardeners who love to harvest armloads of cut flowers without sacrificing the beauty of the outdoor bloom show. It doesn't take much effort to train a common lilac cultivar like Mrs. Edward Harding into tree form. Prune off all side shoots on a young shrub to a strong central leader, and maintain with annual pruning after flowering. It is a fairly slow-growing variety, requiring 10 to 20 years to achieve its full size. If you've been looking for a reason to purchase a garden bench, plant a Katherine Havemeyer lilac. The lush, bright pink flower panicles are as appealing to touch as they are to smell. Sitting beneath its May blossoms while you sip a cup of tea feels positively decadent. This is another common lilac cultivar, but one with a particularly long bloom period. This plant pairs well with clematis vines growing up through its branches. Fully double flowers of reddish pink on the common lilac cultivar, Thirion, will give your spring floral arrangements extra petal power. This compact variety looks right at home by the front porch or the patio, where its compact growth habit won't interfere with foot traffic. It has very dense foliage, but is somewhat leggy, with the foliage typically starting about 2 feet off the ground. Because a lilac shrub can live for decades, it's important to choose a cultivar with a timeless appearance. A white blooming shrub like Madame Florent Stepman lilac can give the spring garden a traditional look, while complementing any house color. Maiden's blush is a hybrid cross introduced in 1966. It blooms 7 to 10 days earlier than other lilacs, with reddish-purple buds giving way to pale pink flowers. The upright form of Maiden's blush makes it perfect to add to your landscape as a single specimen, as part of a border, or as a group planting. The variation in tone between buds and open blossoms gives the appearance of layers of pigment, as in a Monet painting. Prune after flowering to keep the height at a manageable height. Declaration is another early flowering lilac that blooms 7 to 10 days earlier than most varieties. You can coax even earlier blooms with the practice of forcing, which is cutting branches in bud to be brought into bloom indoors. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more interesting videos. And please hit the like button for the YouTube algorithm.